Hi there traders, and welcome back to Trade the Structure and another live trading video. So we've got two trades to show you today. Managed to capture live again. We traded the Nikkei, bought that on a bit of a bounce, looking for a bounce anyway. And also the SPI this time, so I didn't trade the Hang Seng. I wasn't around for that session. I had to step out. So I'll show you through those two trades today, explain through them, explain the entries, and then we'll just show the live action. Stick around. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got the Nikkei on the right hand side, and that's a 5-minute chart, and on the left hand side you've got the SPI. Okay, so the SPI200, or the Australian SPI Direct, and I am just looking at those charts. Basically on the SPI you can see that I've got that zone it's just pressed into. I'm looking for a bounce off that area, and the Nikkei has actually gone through a support area. Okay, I'm looking at a 5-minute chart off the screen as well, the bigger picture basically, and I'm looking for that support to do one or two things. I either want to see it sort of bounce back, hold that support and continue its way up, or I want to see a bit of a spike into that support or resistance now for that to hold and for the market to roll over and head south. Okay, so really just trying to gauge whether there's going to be continued weakness into the market, some strength come in, or what it is. So you'll see in just a moment. I think it's about now. I hit buy on the Nikkei, and it's a bit later on I trade the SPI, so you'll see those both running in a minute. But at the moment I've just got long 5 on the Nikkei. Now, in hindsight, that was really early, and I probably got a bit excited looking for that bounce. And I'm sitting in too much, I think, lately of a scalping mentality because of the way the markets are. And there has been some good runs. I mean, if you go look at the Nikkei chart now, and this is just after the open, so about 10:30 or so, it was 10:15 Sydney time. You can see that market actually started to take off. Well, it didn't really take off, but it did hold these levels. And if I just held that position, would have been a lot better. But like I said earlier on, I had to step aside. I don't like leaving positions on and just letting them run. I would rather manage them. That's the way I trade intraday. So, still happy I made some dollars on this, but it could have been a lot better when you look back in hindsight. But not a hindsight trader, unfortunately. So you'll see I just start to place in some orders as well, just in case it spikes up, which it did. But I missed that profit target by, I think, a point or two, or a couple of points. I think I had 2 in there at the moment at 80. That was 5 I put in there to sell at 80.95, 795. And I had some at 83 and then 85, just a couple more. But they missed off by literally, I think, 1 or 2 points from getting triggered. I think they did a bit later on, but yeah, the market, it started to get some more weakness here. So I really should have been waiting more. I mean, there's a bit of a problem. I should have been waiting more for that 5-minute chart to set up, which at the moment, the 5 minutes sort of just pressed down and started to grind up. Now it's broken some minor levels, but you can see here, just to push through that level at say 90, I think it's about 790 or thereabouts, 780, and then it's rejected that, and that's the 5 minutes. So it's just flushed the level, come back and holds a high low, and then goes again later on. But by then I'm all out. You can see on the SPI on the left hand side, that's starting to set up. So it's still in that downtrend. Look, it is bouncing a lot harder off that level than it has bounced before. You can see the pullbacks, it's moved down, pulled back. It hasn't pulled back fully, held, initially a lower high, then pushed down again, another lower high, and then pushed down to that level. Now we're bouncing right back again to the most recent lower high. So to me, that's a bit of a sign that this action is going to change, okay? And I just want to keep an eye on that to get part of that and basically get long as well. I think lately these markets have been flushing one way and then turn around and going the other way. Okay, and a lot of the times if they do flush down on the open, they've been buoyed quite a bit. Everyone's waiting for that CPI and see what happens in the US. No, longer term traders don't want to get out because they've been proven to be, you hold it long enough, it comes back again anyway. So a lot of it intraday moves have sort of been a flush and then run. So at the moment I'm just looking for that flush lower on the Nikkei and the SPI, and then look for that run higher. Okay, so that's pretty much the game plan. So we'll see how it goes. I'll just fast forward it from here. we're back, and you can see that the Nikkei on the right hand side started to back off. Like I said, just missed my profit target, backed off, held a higher low. So now I'm just looking for it to gun up through those highs, and you can book some profit on the way. Now I just executed a long also on that SPI. You can see how it sort of ticked up through that minor lower high that I was mentioning before. It's just flushed a level, pulled back. So what that's done is tracked a few buyers up there who may have been squeezed out in that minor pullback. And I just jumped long when it started to rally again. So I'm anticipating basically that that's going to higher low is going to hold. All right, so yeah, just watch the action from here. It does start to lift on both of them, and I managed to take some profit, decent profit on the Nikkei. But it was probably the SPI that I got out too early, and I think I got a bit bored of it, to be honest. It just does not move the same as, doesn't have the same volatility. You can sit there and you think it's frozen for quite a while. But anyway, we'll see how that goes from here. Okay, you see on the Nikkei on the right hand side, it's gone up. It's tagged my my partial exit, so I've got about 2 left out of 10. Okay, so I just decide, I think it's any time now, I just decide to actually close that out, call it a day. I didn't like the way it pulled back, and look, like I said before, I'm only in that scalping mentality. I didn't want to try to hold something for too long, so I had to step aside anyway. And if you go back, like I said, look at the chart, it actually kept going quite nicely. So that 5-minute structure you'll see right there now, wasn't quite crash on. I kept thinking, okay, that's going to roll, and probably if I did, was sitting around for a bit longer, I would have saw that pullback, had a bit of a flush down on the 5-minute chart, and then turn around and come straight back up. So that would have been a nice sort of long anytime. I think it's not about a few minutes later from here. Anyway, on the left hand side, the SPI, now that's still, that's the 5-minute chart you're seeing there. Look, it's a bit of a struggle. It's got a couple of moves up, which I never quite like for continuation. I like it to be a bit of a move up, a nice pullback, hold, shallow pullback, and then go again. So that action there is not leaving me too, confident that it's going to continue higher. So it's not long after this, I think I actually close it. So let's just watch to see what happens from here. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, guys. And remember to leave any comments in the comment section if you have any questions at all, and I'll get straight back to you. And also, don't forget to take a look around the YouTube channel. There's more great videos, more educational stuff on there. Just take a look and leave us a like and a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, it'd be much appreciated if you do, for more great content down the track. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. We'll speak to you again soon.